I've got, this one feels so thick. I remember this one. This one is like intense. It's amazing. Okay. I was standing in Ryan's aunt's large chilly barn playing pool. There was a really, it's called Evening of the 4th of July Party. There was really loud rock music blasting from the stereo, and it was so loud that I could feel the vibrations in my ears. Ian and I were playing pool against each other, and I was losing big time. I was getting so frustrated because I could not hit the shiny striped balls that were perfectly gathered around the 8-ball. Within 5 minutes, Ian won, and he walked over to me and said, "It's okay, honey, at least you tried." I just rolled my eyes and said, "Yeah, but I still lost." Around 7 p.m., I smelled food. It wasn't just any kind of food, it was barbecued food. Smelling the scrumptious edibles made my stomach growl loudly. "I think I'm getting hungry, Ryan," I said. Ryan nodded his head, and his bright blonde hair bounced around his face. "Ian and I are too. Let's get in line for our food," Ryan said as he headed for the utility room. There were 2 tables full of hot dogs, hamburgers, chips, buns, and soda. Everything looked and smelled delicious. Ryan handed me a plate, and I grabbed a hot dog, hamburger, chips, and a can of Mountain Dew. I didn't know where we were eating, so I waited for Ian to get his food before I went back out to the warm outdoors. "Where are we supposed to eat, Ian?" I asked, looking out the window in the small room. Looking out the only window in the small room. I thought I saw Ryan head out those doors. Ian answered, nodding his cute little head to the doors behind me. He walked past me and out the doors, and I quickly followed. It wasn't long until we saw Ryan sitting under a huge white canopy. I sat down across from Ryan, and Ian sat to the right of me. Oh my gosh. After dinner, Ian, Ryan, and I headed to the pond's dock. I sat next to Ian, and Ryan sat in front of us. The dock was damp and cool. The air around us was getting cooler as the red-orange sun was setting behind the horizon line. We talked about the fireworks, food, swimming, and how red my face was. I hadn't been too smart and had decided not to put sunscreen on. The mosquitoes were starting to come out and feast on me. They were really bad around the pond, and since I was complaining, Ryan's cool Aunt Julie brought me a can of bug spray. I started to spray myself, and the smell was so horrible that it almost made me gag. When I was done, I held the can out to Ian, and he said he didn't want any. "Wow, you're pretty brave, honey," I said to him. Finally, around 10:30 p.m., we could get the fireworks started. Ian and I were really excited because this would be our very first fireworks show together. "Honey, I'm getting kind of chilly, so will you come with me to get my hoodie?" I asked Ian as I grabbed his hand. "Sure," he said. "I want to get a bottle of water anyway. We can share it if you want." I smiled at the thought of that and nodded my head. We walked hand in hand to Ian's mom's SUV to get a bottle of water and my gray fuzzy hoodie. After getting the items we wanted, we walked out back to a deserted hill and lay down in the cool soft grass. For a while, Ian and I only held hands and hugged each other, laughing and joking. We both got quiet and I started to look around at the scenery. The stars were brightly shining above us. There were fireworks shows going on behind us, and there was a band playing next to the barn. But we couldn't hear them because we were too far away. Suddenly I felt Ian's soft lips kissing. Oh my gosh, I really can't read, I'm sorry. Suddenly I felt Ian's soft lips kissing my cheek. I smiled as I hugged him, feeling very happy and loved. Right after that, I saw a bright flash followed by a huge bang that vibrated the ground. I thought it was ironic that the fireworks started right after Ian kissed me. Ian wrapped his arms around me because I was shivering. As I was pulled into him, I laid my head down on his chest. Once again, another firework loudly boomed through the peaceful night sky and reflected brightly off the large pond. Everything was perfect. With Ian's arms around me, his magnificent scent surrounding me, his steady heart beating in my ear, and his calm breathing, I felt very content. The fireworks continued to shoot off around us, and Ian and I watched in awe. Some of them were Whistler fireworks, and some were just normal and colorful sparks. In the middle of the celebration, Ian said, "Hey," and I looked up at him, and he kissed me with his soft, tender lips. I can't believe I did this for homework. Oh my gosh. He told me that, after we kissed, he told me that he loved me. I smiled at him while giving him a tight hug. I said, "I love you too." At this moment, I was thinking about how lucky I was to be with such a great guy. He's such a sweet guy, and I couldn't ask for anyone better, I thought to myself as I continued to watch the fireworks. While the rest of the fireworks were set off, Ian ran his gentle fingers through my hair, and this made me want to fall asleep in his arms. Long after the fireworks were over, you could still smell the smoke lingering in the crisp night air. Luckily, Ian, Ryan, and I didn't have to smell it for long because Ryan's mom wanted to leave. The four of us headed to the silver SUV and got settled in. I was completely tuckered out from the long, exciting day. Ian and I held hands on the way home. Halfway home, I looked over at him, and he was peacefully sleeping. He looked completely adorable, and soon after, I was fast asleep. Before I knew it, we were at my house. I got out of the SUV with Ryan, and we walked to my front door. I told him that I had fun and that I'd call him later. I walked into my house, told my mom hi and goodnight, and got settled into my nice warm bed. My teacher wrote, well organized, but intro is problematic and conclusion doesn't offer a sense of finality. Also, make use of big language to set off a deeper description. Thought I did pretty well on that, but whatever. Okay, bye guys.